I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 76 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
Your boy Flowz.
And you know the drill by now. My usual housekeeping message. Make sure you check us out on all the streaming platforms, whether that's Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, all the Apple Podcasts, everything. We're on everything basically. So head to our Instagram, head to our Twitter. There's a link in our bio. There'll be a little pop up on the screen on our YouTube videos, which tell you where to go. And make sure you click that link and subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Please. Leave us a review as well, actually. But yeah, bro. Really know where I want to start with this week. How are you, first of all? You good? Before we start,
you good? Man. I'm good. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good as well. Yeah, one place to start, really. Saw some fights over the weekend. Let's start over here at home with the big Eubank Jr. Liam Williams card. Almost forgot his name there. Before we talk about the main event, let's talk about. Yeah. Before we get to that, because it was a good card. Are you good with starting with the Chief support, or do you want to start even before them?
What do you want
to start? What do you want to start?
The guy who white ducked that people were saying white ducked and ran from.
Oh, Mr. Otto Wallin.
Yeah.
Let's start with him then. Let's start with him. So he was up against it's a guy we know well. And it's a guy who we have a friend of the pod who we've had on, certain Mr. Hayden Cowie over in America, over in Houston somewhere, who is a big fan of Otto Wallin. We might have to get Hayden back on. Hayden, if you're listening, you might you're always welcome to jump back on. But yeah, he's a big fan of Otto Wallin. He rates him highly. He has him up there above Dylan White. So obviously, Wallin hasn't fought since he beat up Dominic Brazil. I think in 2019. Was that 2019? It feels like it was a long time ago. It might have been 21. 2020. In fact, no, it might be 2020. Okay, 2020.
It definitely went 20. It definitely went 21. It was 2020 maybe. Might have been 19. We could check.
So before we just let me just fact check that quickly. But whilst I'm checking, but basically back in action against it was 2019. No, I'm bugging. That's not
2020.
No, 2021. Feb 2021 though. So early.
Okay.
Early, start of 2021. That's probably why. Yeah. So his first fight since then. So a long layoff, a year layoff, up against Kam Sokolowski, who we've seen about 3 or 4 times now. They seem to bring him more, maybe even more. Yeah.
Everyone's fought him.
They seem to bring him over. Yeah, he's the guy that fought David Adelaide, and in my eyes beat David Adelaide. But obviously David Adelaide got the W, but he gave him hell, and he seems to be a good opponent to bring over to give fighters good work, good amount of rounds. He's always very game. He tends to come forward, and he's actually quite decent. Who did he beat last time? Who we felt he finally got his sort of just desserts.
Was on BT's cards, George Fox or something.
Yeah, George Fox, who was expected to lose to, I think, and he got the W. And I think we were saying we're happy they got the W because we've seen him get shafted a couple of times, I guess, with not just in terms of losing, but just a scoring. The judges' scorecards were a bit too wide or whatever. So this matchup was made, and I guess you're expecting an easy W for Otto Wallin. He's fought Tyson Fury, so the likes of Sokolowski shouldn't be an issue for him, right? He should be able to, take him to the cleaners quite easily. But I guess you can say it wasn't as impressive as he should have been, right? For you, Flowz, how would you sort of assess his performance in the fight itself?
It was dull. It was slow. It lacked any spark. I said before the fight that look, he's had a long layoff.
Yeah,
but this is a good chance for him to make a statement.
Yeah,
and beat up Kam Sokolowski. Kamil's always game. He's always there to fight. He doesn't come there to roll over and let you beat him.
Yeah.
He doesn't get stopped off them. But there was no statement made. In fact, it was damaging watching that. It was damaging. It was damaging for his reputation in the UK. And he's, to be honest, Wallin is a much better fighter than what he displayed. Much better fighter. But obviously people are going to let that run. They're going to see what they saw and say, this is the level he's at. And they're going to say he's crap. Well, how could White duck something like this? Bearing in mind, Dylan White knocked out Kam Flowz years ago.
Yeah.
Knocked out when he weren't even at world level.
Yeah.
Knocked about years ago when he was learning his craft.
Yeah.
And Kam doesn't get knocked out easily. He doesn't get knocked out often. And for all Wallin to go, it was an 8 round, I believe. It was 8 rounds, I think. Yeah. And lose a few of those rounds as well. Not look impressive. To be honest, he didn't really go out of second gear as such. He didn't really force the action as such.
The fight wasn't great, was it? It wasn't a great fight to watch. It wasn't a great fight to watch.
It's just a chance to make a statement, and he didn't make a statement, and he didn't look good.
And remember how we questioned this when Hayden was on the pod, for example? We said, yeah, we do like Wallin, clearly very technical, very skilled boxer, but he doesn't have that same killer, which we questioned. And I think it was adamant again. It was quite apparent, on this one again, that he didn't really have my man hurt too much. But even then, like, you've still got to be able to at least have him wobbled. And we know his game, we know he's durable, but, at least show that you've got some bite, if you know what I mean. And he didn't really, I just didn't really see it. So, yeah, man, it's a question mark.
It doesn't help him because he's done a lot of talking and a lot of this, that, and the third and whatever. And here's a chance to make a statement. That's what he had to do, make a statement. Now, I'm not saying Wallin's washing or Wallin's crap. I really want to clarify that. I know you can fight much better than that. I know you can. But it's just not a good look. You got to make a statement there. Yeah. And all I can put it down to is ring rust. That's all I can say because I know he's better than that.
Yeah.
But everyone's been out. Nowadays, people don't even fight. So everyone fights once a year. I think for me, even with ring rust, you still got to be looking better than that. I can't lie. Even if you're out for 2 years, the level you've been at, you fought Tyson Fury, and you gave Tyson Fury a hell of a fight. So I don't care if you've been out for even 2 years. I don't expect you to look as bad as that. Not as bad as that, but look as dull as that. If you know what I'm saying. So exactly. And after what he done to Brazil as well, he beat Brazil handily.
Yeah. But remember, that's one of the things why I questioned it because like he didn't even. I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, I don't think he even dropped Brazil. Did he drop him?
No,
I don't think. I can't remember him. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I questioned: is this guy really in the heavy? Because being a killer in the heavyweight division actually helps. It kind of does. You question, as I said, even Brazil. Like, yes, he outboxed Brazil and he, won like every round, but he never really had Brazil hurt too tough. And we've seen Brazil hurt. Like he's. I can't say he's like an. I'm not going to say Brazil's got some mega durable chin or whatever. He's been down plenty of times. So, not.
To be fair, Brazil's quite durable.
He's strong. He is strong, but
he's quite durable.
We've seen my man touch canvas a couple of times still. So
you see, man, fold.
So
like a fruit
I said like a fruit on. So it wasn't. And we know styles make fights and whatnot, and Wallin probably won boxes. If, for example, if that White fight did happen, I'm positive that we wouldn't see that performance from Otto Wallin. But unfortunately, as you mentioned, like the casuals, they're not going to see that. They're going to be on him like, apparently White ducked you, but from what I can see, White was doing you a favor. That's what the casuals are going to come with now. That's the talk they're going to come with because they don't see the styles making fights. They just see what they see there and now.
Yeah. 100%. And let's be real. If you fall like that against White, he's going to sleep.
Yeah. I don't think he would. I don't think he would. But yeah.
If he stepped to the ring and like that, White would have eaten him. So, but I know he would have come better than that. He has to. This was a late replacement fight for him. I think this was a late addition to the card.
Yeah, it was a late addition to the card. Yeah, it was.
You were meant to be training for White, so I don't want to hear that you've been sitting on the couch. You haven't been sitting on the couch.
Exactly.
You were meant to have a fight a while ago, so you should have been in camp still. And who knows? It just won a great performance.
Shame. Because first time to sort of like introduce yourself to the UK crowd and you kind of did that. It wasn't the best look for him. Obviously, White's gone on to bigger and better. So, yeah, he needs to be making some statements if he wants to lobby for a fight against, I don't know, whoever he wants to fight. If he wants to, get that White fight again or rematch feud, I don't know. But, yeah, he's got to make a statement, and that wasn't it, unfortunately. Want to talk about the ladies? Shall we move on to the ladies?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we'll go Clarissa Shields. Her UK debut, I believe, against Emma Kozin. I'm pretty sure it's a UK debut. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I think, she's had like 12 fights. So UK debut. I'm pretty sure this fight was meant to have happened because remember back tail end of last year, it was meant to be she'll be on the card with Savannah Marshall as well on the card, but that sort of fell through. It
was meant to be this card, no? Was it meant to? Yeah, obviously this.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. But obviously Savannah Marshall. Then obviously something else happened. She fought before this sort of happened, didn't it? Because remember, it was meant to be both of them on the card together.
Yeah.
And then I think Savannah, I guess in her fight fell through or she pulled it. I don't know, but yeah. But yeah, same opponent. I think it was meant back then, anyways. But yeah, Emma Kozin, an undefeated Slovenian fighter. I think Slovenian, and So Clarissa Shields, she was defending all her belts, and she did so in emphatic fashion, to be honest, which I think was what we expected, but we knew what happened. We knew this sort of, even though I'd never seen this Kozin chick, I saw she had an undefeated record, but that meant nothing to me. I knew that Clarissa, I've seen Clarissa, I know what she does. So I knew she was going to come through and, come with her usual pressure. And she's a great fighter, Clarissa, in terms of like how she fights. It's constant pressure. She's constantly on you. Always on the front foot, hitting you with angles and speed and whatnot. And it was clear from round one that this Kozin chick was way overmatched. And she kind of got battered. She got battered. I feel like the fight could have been stopped a couple of times, actually. The referee could have jumped in if he wanted to, or her corner could have thrown in the towel, but obviously they wanted her to, I guess, go out on the shield, and she was strong, to be fair. So yeah, she saw the full. She saw the full. Is it 10 rounds?
Was it 8? Yeah, it was 10. It was 10.
I think 10. Yeah, she saw the full 10. But yeah, dominating performance from Clarissa. It was more what happened after that. Obviously, I want to talk about. Actually, yeah. Before we go into that, what did you think of Clarissa's performance? Were you impressed?
Oh, yeah. It was a good fight. The thing with Clarissa is that the confidence she has.
Yeah.
I don't think any fighter in world boxing has that level of confidence.
Facts.
When they step in the ring, she knows she's won a fight, right? But even before,
bro, from the walkthrough, you saw it.
Bro, from time, like I was watching it, and my wife was saying, "Oh, this other girl's record's good." I was like, "She ain't gonna win." Like with me and boxing, I would say everyone has a chance. I said she's not gonna win it. And she was like, "No, but she's undefeated. She looks strong." I was like, "Just
with knockout ratio, yeah."
I was like, "Just watch." I was like, "I don't need to see. I don't care what her record is. Just watch what Clarissa does," and you can just see it. Like the girl was game as well, but Clarissa just stood there and was like, "4 punches, I'm gonna counter you," and then just walked her down, and beat her up. And I wanted to say, like, I felt like maybe the corner was pulling out because she was getting beaten up. But 2-minute rounds have got to go. They do people no favors.
You hated it. You hate it so much.
They do women's boxing no favors because you're watching it, and when she's starting to put in work, the round's over.
Yeah.
And we know, as we watch boxing regularly, when people get stoppages, half the time it's the ref jumping in and waving it off and saying that's enough punishment. It's hardly anyone going to sleep night unconscious. It's usually, boom, ref saying that's enough, I've seen enough. But when it's 2-minute rounds, they can take a bit of punishment and then the round's over and they can go back and recuperate. So you're not going to see stoppages. If those were 3-minute rounds, Clarissa would have stopped the time. The ref would have jumped in, maybe the 3rd, 4th, 5th round and said,
I always come away thinking as well, yeah, I hate that. And I always come away thinking like, I'm not, okay, cool, you've done 2-minute rounds, etc. But to me, it looks like these ladies still have enough in the tank to go an extra 30 seconds. Okay, if you don't want to do it 3 minutes, at least 2.5 minutes. That for extra 30 seconds can make a big difference. I won't lie. They definitely have. Look, these women are machines. They're athletically able to go longer than 2-minute rounds, and keep on training and whatnot. They're fine. So yeah, I agree with that. I do think 2-minute rounds are too short. if anything, up to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, if anything.
It does them no favors, is the truth.
Yeah.
It does them no favors. At the elite level, it does them no favors. Like, we'll get on to what we want to see. And imagine that being, I would love to see that being 3-minute rounds. But let's get on to it. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. That's all right. Enough talking. Let's move on. Yeah. So Savannah Marshall was in attendance. So we already knew what they were sort of, positioning for post-fight. So Clarissa Shields obviously won. They're doing an interview outside the ring. Naturally, of course, we know why she's here in the UK. She's only here in the UK because she's chasing one name. The name that has always been linked with her from day one. The only woman to have ever beaten her in a boxing ring, Savannah Marshall. So yeah, they've asked her, obviously, congrats on the performance, blah, blah. And then they've obviously brought in Savannah Marshall, said, okay, Savannah is here, come in Savannah, etc. What do you make of her performance? Savannah, the first thing Savannah said straight away on crud said, if she performs like that against me, I'm going to wipe the floor with her. It was funny to me because Clarissa didn't understand the word she said. Where's she from? I think Hartlepool. That accent there is strong as hell. So Clarissa was like, huh? So they've had to get my man to almost come like a translator to repeat what Savannah said. But once she clocked what she said, yeah, I said, here we go. Clarissa said something. No, it's the way before she replied to her, she had bare belts on her lap. Do you know how funny this is? Yeah, Clarissa had her belts on her lap. She moved them all to the side to stand up and square up to Savannah and be like, you ain't gonna do nothing, basically. So you ain't gonna do jack. And then yeah, it was a verbal match between both of them from there. And thing is, as soon as Savannah said that, I said, Carissa's gonna bite. She's not gonna be diplomatic about this. Some fighters might take a diplomatic route and be like, yeah, well,
before Savannah even got the mic, when Ben Shalom was talking,
yeah,
my wife was watching. I was like, she's gonna bite so hard here. When Ben Shalom, I was like, she's gonna switch. Watch it.
Yeah.
As soon as they turn the mic back on her, she switched it.
Yep. That's who she's been like this. She's always like this in person, on Twitter. Like she's very easy to rile up, Clarissa, and she's one of them sort of people that if you say anything about her, like anything bad on her name, she's coming for you hard. So yeah, I knew as soon as Savannah said that, I said, yeah, Carissa's not going to back down here. She's going to go crazy, and they're both shouting at each other basically, and it just made it was perfect because I think obviously these lot aren't stupid. The boxing lot, Ben Shalom, he knows what it's all promo. They knew that would happen. It's all to build up this fight, which we're hopefully going to get tail end of this year. I think they said tail end of this year, hopefully. Fingers crossed, because Savannah's got a fight lined up, I think in March. Is it in March, Flowz?
Yeah, I think in March.
Yeah. She's defending her title in March. So Savannah's got to take care of that, which I'm expecting she will do in fantastic fashion. And then boom, we're going to have one of the biggest, women's boxing fights ever. Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall. We've been waiting for it for about 2 years now, bro. It's definitely coming. It's definitely here almost.
Longer than that.
Maybe even longer. Remember,
we've been in COVID for 2 years, so it's definitely
true. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah. So yeah, man, it was a great advert for both of them and gets great promo. And I'm sure now everyone else is in tune as well in terms of the rivalry between both of them. It's a proper rivalry, and yeah, they're gonna get it on at some point this year, man. I can't wait. That's gonna be a fight that could be fight of the year.
It's gonna be a great fight, and it's a bigger fight as well because
it is.
Yeah, but I wanted to say this is another commendation to women's boxing, especially to Clarissa Shields, because she's come over to the UK to box in the UK, and she's the queen bee. She's got two division unified undisputed champion.
Yeah.
2 division undisputed champion. That's unheard of. That's never been done before.
Yeah.
In a 4-belt era.
Yeah.
And someone said they could beat her, and she's come over to fight in their country and said, we'll fight next.
And Deepa, she'd be moving up to fight Savannah, I swear.
I think, yeah, she might be.
Yeah, because is Savannah super middle?
Savannah moved up, didn't she?
Right, okay. Because, wait, what belt could, no, Savannah's got a WBO belt. Is it a middleweight belt or a super middle belt? Because
she was I think she's super middleweight. I think she was at middleweight, and I'm not even. Yeah, they're always moving.
Because it's confusing because obviously Carissa is a two-weight world champion. I mean, undisputed champion, which I thought was light middle and middle, which would mean she's gone up to super middle to challenge Savannah because Savannah's got a belt. But let me check now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Savannah's got the middleweight title. So what division? So she's got WBO middleweight. So which titles did Carissa unify then? Was it Walter? And
it would have been. Maybe she's had to.
Unless she got rid of a belt. Yeah, I think she might.
She got rid of one at middleweight and then she unified the super middleweight. Is that it?
Yeah, hang on. Let me check now.
She be fighting. She said she will do work from welterweight to to whatever.
Oh right. So Carissa's got the WBA, WBC, and IBF middleweight. So the only strap she hasn't got is the WBO, which is what Savannah got.
But she had it.
I'm pretty sure she had it before. I'm just praying now.
I think they might have stripped her or something.
Yeah, she had it. She had it before.
Yeah.
When she fought Hammer.
Yeah, she had it.
She beat Hammer, but I'm guessing she either stripped her or she dropped her or something, and then that's when Savannah picked it up.
She always says that's her belt.
Yeah. Okay, I've got it now. Cool.
What I'm saying is that when you look at the male fighters will never do what Clarissa's done.
Never.
Their egos are too big.
Way too big.
Too gassed by money or purses and all this stuff. They will
A side. I'm the A side, but yeah.
You're calling me out. I'm gonna come see you. Simple.
In your home country.
In your home country, I'm gonna come see you, and we can get on.
Yeah.
How nice would that be if these other fighters would do the same thing?
Boy,
Carissa's on smoke. She don't care.
Male pride is something, boy. Male pride is something. I'm sure take it from me.
And the thing is, this is pride from her. She's like, oh, you think you can beat me? Let's do it. Let's run it. Let's go.
I respect it. Man.
That's what we need to see. That's what boxing's about. And she's on it. She's exuding what we want to see.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And as you said, it's a pick and fight for real. Easy pick and like it's hard. I remember a couple of years ago I said I fancy Carissa, but obviously the more I watch Savannah work, I see myself leaning towards Savannah. You're comparing Savannah's power because Savannah hits hard. She knocks out pretty much all of her opponents. And that's one thing they're using against Carissa. They say she's pillow-fisted because she didn't put away this Kozin chick. Obviously, Carissa's saying, boy, you won't be able to touch me. Like, I definitely see Carissa's got the edge in speed, I think, and combinations, but Savannah's got really good timing and the power. And there's, timing beats speed. So, and she's got the size as well. So bro, from all angles, when you analyze this one, it's a real pick and fight. And we're gonna have a work cut out for us when we break this down eventually when it happens and picking a side.
The beauty of it as well, what makes it even better is they're active.
Yeah.
So we've seen Carissa fight now. We're going to see Savannah fight, and then we'll get to judge whatever we want to judge based on these two performances, and then we'll see them in action. Hopefully, we're not waiting a year again, and then we have nothing fresh to go off. So
I do agree with Carissa's point, though, in the sense that Carissa's competition has been better than Savannah's.
Yeah,
she's 100%. Fought. I think she's like, Savannah. All Savannah's opponents, like Savannah hasn't fought an undefeated opponent yet. Like I don't think. All of Carissa. I mean, guys like Hammer was a big name in the women's boxing division, and Carissa beat her up, and like she's beaten some real credible opponents. To be fair to her, so yeah, man, it's a fascinating one, and I can't wait.
She's done all the heavy lifting.
She did say that all these girls are riding off her coattails, and I kind of agree with that because she's the one that's made all the noise, and they just jumped in and called her out, and she's quick to, as I said, she's quick to bite. If we take it over to the online streets now, obviously, I'm preying her. I think you preyed it as well. I want to pre the page. It's just her going back and forth with fans and anyone that basically at her, she's replying to, going at them. She had a little back and forth with boxers. She had a little back and forth with our babe Baumgardner. I said, Carissa, be careful. Leave her alone.
Have you seen the tweet Baumgardner posted?
Yeah.
What it was is. I questioned Shield's power. Did I? And Clarissa was onto it.
Onto like a flash. To be fair to Baumgardner, she held her own. Like, they had a little back and forth again, and she was like, "I'm allowed to, I'm watching it as a fan. I'm allowed to say these things. Like, why are you so sensitive?" Basically, but yeah, man, she's sensitive, and she believes it's more of the fact that she doesn't like. I can tell she doesn't like disrespect, and she sort of wants her flowers and. she's quick to call people out if they call her out of her name, I guess. So
yeah,
I hear it.
She don't hide from me. I'll rate her, man. Actually, to be fair,
I'm a big fan, bro.
When you deep the back and forth, I hear what she's saying when she talks what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Like the Olympic gold medals, the heavy lifting she's done.
Yeah.
Like I think Savannah Marshall said, you fought a child in there. Savannah's what, 30?
She's
Carissa's
30.
26.
20, yeah.
This girl's 23. So when you're looking at the age gaps, like Carissa's closer to this girl's age than Savannah Marshall is.
Yeah.
And you just look at what Clarissa shows.
You can't forget as well, when Savannah beat Carissa was 17 when she lost to Savannah.
Yeah.
Savannah was 20. Savannah was 21. Carissa was actually a child, if you think about it. Savannah was a grown woman when she beat her. So,
yeah, exactly. When you're deep in, of course I'm loving the back and forth, but when you actually deep it, it's like Clarissa's making good points.
Yeah, making great points, very credible points.
I just think Savannah's just drawing her out, to be honest, just trying to wind her up and rattle her. I think that's what she's trying to do.
Knows she can. She knows she can. Carissa will keep. Carissa keeps saying that she's not rattled by her. She doesn't need it, but she is. She is rattled by her. Anytime Savannah gets mentioned, she goes crazy. So no, she does. I was watching her on Mike Tyson's podcast. You know, she was going at her like, yeah, man. She.
But you got to understand the point. When you compare them, it's like, how you not comparing this girl to me just because she beat me once? Of course, it's gonna annoy her a bit, but then.
Especially when it's your only loss. You haven't lost in the boxing ring ever, apart from that. Naturally, it's in your head, kind of. Like, you want to get it back. Yeah, of course. That's the competitor in her. So shout out to her, man. I can't wait for that one. I look forward to it, man. It's going to be wavy. Yeah, man. It's going to be fantastic.
I want to hear a lot of people's opinions on that one. So, yeah, share your opinions on who you think is great.
Please do. Please do, guys. We might have to put like a little poll out or something on Twitter and Instagram, maybe, to see what people are leaning to for now. But, boy, the time's coming. Let's talk about the main event. Eubank Jr., Liam Williams. We said what we predicted that it was going to be an enjoyable fight. I can't lie, it was enjoyable to me, bro. I think that was one of the most funny fights I've seen in my life.
Hilarious.
Absolutely hilarious fight. It was enjoyable. I thought it'd be more of a brawl kind of thing, but there was portions of it where it was kind of phone boxy kind of, but it was just a very, very funny fight. Let's get into it. It's gone the full 12. So I guess another prediction which you got right. Eubank got the UD. Fairly comfy, I must say. I think where can I start? We'll go from round one. Eubank has started behind the jab and whatnot. He started boxing, which I thought he would do. It's kind of something that him and Roy Jones been working on, I guess, him actually boxing and not like just jumping in and rushing in. And Liam Williams is the one doing the rushing in. And I actually thought Liam Williams had a good first round up until the point where he got dropped.
Hey, before you move, imagine if they were fighting 2-minute rounds.
Oh my God.
Imagine if they were fighting 2-minute rounds.
Oh, bro, all right, let's get out there. Ban 2-minute rounds. I hear it, Flowz. I hear it. But it was a weird one because I'm there thinking, okay, I might give this first round to Liam Williams, as in he's looking decent in terms of he's pushing the action and whatnot. And then out of nowhere, he got dropped by like a little check hook, like a little check shot from Chris Eubank.
Boy, it was a jab.
Sorry, check jab.
It was a jab.
Not a check hook. Check jab.
I think it was just
fam.
It was a jab.
Okay, look, literally the summary of the first 3 rounds was Liam Williams would be over-aroused. And when I say over-aroused, I mean like he's too eager. And each time, he would come for Eubank and he'd be jumping in, etc., etc. And Eubank will just counter with a jab and drop my man. He dropped him 3 times. I think, was it 3 times in the opening 3 rounds?
Yeah.
3 times in the opening 4 rounds.
Might be
I think 3 times in the opening 4.
It might be 4 times. It was 4 times in the fight.
4 times in the fight, but 3 times, I think, in the opening 3 or 4 rounds. And it happened the same way. Liam Williams would be jumping in, trying to force the action, trying to pressure Eubank and whatnot. And because he's so eager and jumping in, he's off balance. And because of that, Eubank is easily able to counter him with literally a jab. each time was a soft jab, punch, or whatever. I'm calling it a jab. And Leon Williams would get dropped and be counted. And at first, I'm there thinking, rah, is this guy's punch resistance shot to pieces? Like, has he got no more punch resistance? But then that's when I clocked that. No, he's just over-aroused. He's too eager. Take a step back, relax. Because each time you're jumping in and you're off balance when you jump in, and my man's catching you. Because he got up, he wasn't hurt. He was never hurt for any of them. And that literally was kind of like the story of the fight in the sense that Williams was trying to force it and push it so much that it was kind of hurting himself. And Eubank didn't really have to get out of second gear, to be honest. He was able to just time my man, hit him, work behind the jab and catch him. And I think that was, I guess, a story of the first half of the fight, or the first 4 or 5 rounds, right? And then, weirdly enough, Eubank obviously have him sort of built like a, insurmountable lead on the scorecards. He switched off completely, bro. Completely switched off. And just thought, I don't rate this guy. I'll go take the piss. Started showboating, hands down, doing the matador thing, pretending he was hurt when he got caught, being caught sloppily, for example, and then pretending to be hurt or more hurt than he was. I thought he was just playing, taking the piss, smiling at him, laughing at him. It was so funny because Eubank really said, okay, I can't bother now. I'm going to take the piss now. And I'm going to just play around. But whilst he was doing this, Williams is starting to get back in the fight. Eubank is getting caught, hands down, being caught, being beaten to the punch, being roughed up in there. And I'm there thinking to myself, I haven't given a round for Eubank in a while now. Williams has literally won about 4 or 5 in a row. This guy is so lucky that he had those early knockdowns because what he's doing now is so stupid. Like, just, okay, I get you don't break my man, but at least be professional by it and take him out. My man was playing around, doing dancing and whatnot. Ali shuffling and that. That's what made the fight so funny because you saw Williams really trying to rough up my man, coming in with his head, etc. Proper trying. And Eubank was just taking the piss, bro. He was messing around. That's how I saw it anyways. That's what made it funny to me.
Bro, that fight was killing me, man. Because I can see the ref getting pissed off. These lot were doing stupid.
It wasn't serious. No, it wasn't serious.
And they'll be talking to each other as well. They'll be fighting at each other, arguing. There was one when Eubank stopped fighting for some reason. He just stopped.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was protesting something, but he just stopped and Leon Williams carried on.
Yeah.
Where he punched him after the bell.
Yeah. The headbutts as well.
Headlocks and grappling.
It was a very, very funny, weird fight, but hilarious.
I want them to run it back. I want to see that. That was one of the funniest fights. Like, run it back. I need to see that one again. I'm watching Eubank's work. Like in the later rounds where he was completely switched off. Do you see the way he was missing? Do you see the way he was just the sloppiest punches I've seen in my life, I swear. He didn't even care that he was missing. He would just throw punches for punches' sake, yeah? And they were missing so badly. And he was getting caught. And he was there smiling. I said, what's going on here? Bro, it was killing me because Eubank, you know what? I think the fact that he dropped him so early set the tone for the fight.
Yeah.
Once he dropped him off a jab and he was like, I swear. Then Eubank was like, I'm not taking this fight seriously at this point. They dropped him again. Because like you say, he was losing that round, but he was being patient. Yeah. And I thought we could have seen more from Eubank in terms of what he's been working on. But as soon as he dropped him in the first round like that, he was just like, I'm taking the piss. I'm going to take the piss all that.
Yeah.
I remember he would be standing in the thing, telling him to come. And then he would go on the back foot and then avoid the action.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy is taking a mick. He played the villain beautifully. He played the villain beautifully.
Oh, he's good. We know he's got that pattern. We know that's what he's amazing at doing. But it was definitely off them early knockdowns, and he thought, bun him, like CBA. I'm just gonna play around with this guy. And like I said, it was weird because every time I felt like Williams was doing well in the round, out of nowhere, the flash knockdown, I thought to myself, huh? And I knew, to be fair, it's not news because obviously we said that we thought that Eubank's class, he's fought at a higher level. He's fought better opposition, to be honest, overall in his career. He's just a better boxer. He's just a better fighter than him. We knew his class would show. I didn't think it would show so easily. I can't lie. I did not think it would show so easily. He didn't have to get out of second gear. He didn't get out of gear 2 all fight. And it was just more.
He did. He just didn't. For me, he needed to get out of second gear, but he didn't.
I was going to say,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. I was going to say that to me, I felt like, cool, you've established that you're so clear above your levels above my man. Why don't you just close the show professionally? Or why don't you just show that, maintain the fact that you're a class apart throughout the fight? You haven't got to stoop down to that level, if you get what I'm saying, and be playing around. And because he was looking bad. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was looking sloppy as hell. He was looking bad. And this is why I said I have to grid it. Because after the fight, Eubank has said, after the fight, Eubank, to finish off the breakdown, I'll grid him later, but to finish off the breakdown, from like the second half of the fight, it was really all Williams in terms of he was winning the rounds, but he was winning the rounds because Eubank was taking the absolute mickey. He was taking the piss out there. He was missing with his shots. He wasn't throwing properly. He was getting caught and he was getting rushed, basically. And I think then, again, we're saying, okay, Liam Williams has won a lot of rounds now, but he's still down because of the fact that he suffered there's 3 10-8 rounds against him. Eubank sure is lucky that he got those 3 early knockdowns. And again, I think in the 10th, he got another knockdown, the 4th one of the fight. Even though this one actually wasn't on the replays we saw, it wasn't a knockdown, but it was actually it was more like a trick. Yeah, it was like a trick push kind of thing. Yeah. But the referees ruled it a knockdown. So unfortunately, that's another 10-out round. So once that happened, I said, all right, cool. It's fully closed off now. The show's done. Eubank's got this fight calmly. But he was still taking the piss. And that 12th round was hilarious because obviously Adam Booth has said to Liam Williams that you need go out there, you need this last round. Just go as hard as you can. Eubank said, I'm not gonna let you get the chance. He ran the entire 12th round. Eubank was smiling around right away from my man. That at the end, Williams got so frustrated, he stood in the middle of the ring, demonstrated, gesticulated to the ref, like, what can I do? Like, my man doesn't want to fight. Eubank was there laughing, doing the Ollie shuffle. That 12th round was so funny. Flowz, that 12th round was hilarious.
Man, it's one of the funniest fights I've seen.
The image of him complaining to the ref, he's like putting his hands out, like, what can I do? And Eubank is there just creasing, starts dancing.
Oh, I'm crying. Oh, what a fight.
I was finished. I was so fit. I said, Eubank has killed me today.
Boy, the whole fight is just me. We weren't even analysing the boxing. These two were killing me. These two were killing me.
I know. I think it's so peak because I know Williams was trying so hard. He tried hard all fight and didn't really do much, which is peak. Yeah, man, it was hilarious. And obviously, Eubank obviously went over to got on the turnbuckle into the crowd with like, yeah, it was me, obviously, all the booze and stuff. I'm pretty sure I saw some people trying to throw stuff in the ring because obviously he's pissed off the whole crowd and he's loving it. And this, it was bad because normally, obviously, they do interviews in the ring or outside the ring. They had to do the interview in the dressing room because they even said like over like crowd safety or whatever, like they're worried that the crowd might riot or something like that anyways because he pissed off the crowd. But this is what I want to get onto Eubank for, right? He said, in the post-fight interview that, he knew his levels above him from that first round. And the reason why he didn't end it was because he wanted to punish my man. And I was there like, that's cap. Because you've told us, all build up for this fight, that you're going to make sure this guy doesn't see the end of the 12th round. You've told us, I'm going to knock this brother out. You've hurt him multiple times or you've dropped him multiple times. Why didn't you go finish the deal? Why didn't you close off the show and knock him out like you said you would? You said you're going to put out a massive statement as to why you should be getting these title shots, but knocking my man out. Boo-Boo didn't knock him out, so you're going to make sure you do the job. You had opportunities, bro. Why didn't you do it? Don't use I want to punish him, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that. Do what you said you were going to do. Why didn't you knock him out? That's what I want to know. And to me, that was, even though he won it comfortably, it wasn't a good performance to me.
Yeah.
He lost like 6 rounds just because he was playing around. I can't rate that. I can't rate that.
I hear what you're saying, bro. And what makes it funny, I want to praise some things that Chris Eubank did. The first 6 rounds, he looked good in terms of, let's not say good, but what he was doing was working.
And
he could have had his way with it. So positive. The next 6 rounds, torrid. Now I can look at Liam Williams, I can say, first half, shocking. How you get dropped like 3 jabs repeatedly? The same shot.
Same shot.
Times. Same shot. That's shocking. Like, where's your chin? Where's your punch resistance? But I can also say this guy showed heart, because I remember after the first knockdown, I said, this is a wrap. Eubank has to finish him.
I knew he wasn't going to finish him. I saw bare people, like my different group chats and whatnot, were saying, "Oh yeah, this can't go 12. Eubank's going to finish him now in the next round." I said, "Watch, Liam Williams. He will keep going." My boy even said, "Williams is someone he's going to keep rising like Lazarus. He will keep getting up. He will keep getting up, and he'll keep coming." And I know Eubank is not serious to put him away.
This goes back to what I was hearing Eubank saying. Eubank said he's going to get this guy. Eubank was saying, whatever he wants to do, I'm going to do. Whether he wants to go toe to toe, whether he wants to brawl, whether he wants to box, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to stop him. And this guy was doing the opposite of anything Williams wanted to do. The opposite. when Williams wanted to engage, the man got on his back. When Williams wanted to box and move, I said, "No, come, let's brawl."
Yeah.
So Eubank's been capping to us the whole build-up.
Fam.
And so I give Williams credit for like rising the challenge, getting chops, but we know that from Williams. He's always going to get up. That's why I've rated him. And he always come to fight. He always throw punches. But it was just a funny fight. And Eubank, what I wanted to see from him, honestly, I was hoping I could say after this fight that Eubank would beat Golovkin. I wanted to see that level of performance where I could say, yeah, Eubank, go take out Triple G.
So I didn't see that. I didn't see it. Well done.
I'm annoyed.
Well done.
I wanted to see it.
If Eubank is getting smashed by Golovkin, I'm telling you now, getting smashed. Because off that, nah, man, nah.
Yeah, I didn't
look, see. I get if your levels above your opponent, yeah. Like, you can clearly see the difference. And yes, he clearly is levels above Eubank. I mean, Williams, we know that. But there was no need to do, as in completely switch off like that. There was actually no need to do that. It actually made him look bad. Like, I saw Williams then starting to rough him up, catch him. Eubank was throwing punches and they were just missing. He wasn't even setting nothing up. It was like, like I said, you've got a big lead and you know you're better than him, but why not just close the show out in a professional manner? Like, Mayweather is levels above most of his opponents. He doesn't take rounds off. He doesn't do that. Like, what he will do, he will give him a boxing lesson. It's like, cool, I'm going to teach you the art of hit and not get hit. Eubank didn't even do that. He didn't even teach him a lesson. He just, I don't know, he brought himself down to his level.
He was buoying it. That's what.
Yeah, man. He was buoying it massively, man. Yeah, man. I can't rate that performance. Like, that's not an impressive performance from him, because I knew he was better than Williams. I want to see you in a devastating fashion either knock my man out or show that your levels. You didn't really do that to me. I can't lie.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're not as a fan of Eubank. I kind of like Eubank. You know what? I'm gonna say I'm happy for him.
I appreciate the villain. No, I like the. Yeah. You know, I appreciate that. Like, you know, the riling people up and that. That's I
enjoy that as well. I enjoy a villain.
It's hilarious. It's jokes to me, but I still want to see something in the ring, and I still don't see it. Like, and it's the same old story for me. I think if he goes now instead, because he wants to step up and fight a champion, he said, you know, Golovkin, Murata, Canelo, Boo Boo, whoever, Charlo, whoever it is. I still see the same thing in terms of he will step up in competition and fight someone who's really good and fall short again. It's happened to him twice now. George Groves, Billy Joe Saunders. I see the same thing happening again, man. He will fall short. I haven't seen anything that I've seen yet. Okay, he's not jumping in like he used to. And cool, he's shown now that he can actually box quite well. Obviously, he's got a coach now. So,
is this how he was fighting against this Marcus Morrison? Because you weren't happy with that performance as well.
He did. My issue with him, I think, from what I remember, was Morrison was he started to, you know, obviously he started off, you know, behind the jab and whatnot, but he quickly sort of went back into his old habits of just coming in, like throwing punches as he's coming forward instead of setting up the offense and whatnot. But yeah, I can see it's in him. He can work behind the jab now. the Roy Jones style jab. He's got it, and he's got it patterned down, which is good. So yeah, I do think that Roy Jones is doing good work with him, but like I said, I don't see why he had to sort of switch off like that, man. He made him look, like I said, you said it was torrid. It was torrid. He looked bad. He looked bad in portions of that fight, man. And he's fortunate that Liam Williams is quite a limited opponent, and the most he's going to give you is heart and, I guess, just a lot of work rate and whatnot. Yeah, and pressure. Yeah. But if it was someone that was a bit more skilled, I think we might have seen he would have been in more trouble. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, he didn't ward off any competitors with that performance. No one's looking at that and thinking, you know what, I ain't feeling it.
You've got guys now who are 2 weight divisions below him calling him out now off that performance. Conor Benn is now saying he fancies his chances at catchweight. Obviously, I don't want that fight to happen, so I'm not going to entertain that one. Yeah. Obviously, to be honest, I probably see it happening one day because they really want to force obviously Eubank, Ben rivalry. But dad, obviously it's now gone to their sons. But that fight shouldn't be in any discussions at all. I'm not trying to hear that. But obviously, Billy Joe Saunders had something to say. He's killed that performance. Billy Joe, who we thought, semi-retired, has come out now and said, he could be half dead and he could beat him. He was poor, he killed him. As we knew he would. There's a serious grudge match between both of them. So, but it's just like I said, going forward. Obviously, we said he wants a big fight. He called that Golovkin. Obviously, with that performance, boy. Even like I said, obviously you're not Golovkin's biggest fan, and we know he's on the decline. But a faded Golovkin, unfortunately, beats that Eubank. I'm sorry, mashes him.
We can say that. We can say that, but we can also say, when was the last time we saw Golovkin fight? Was that last year?
Last year. It was last year. I think it was last year. Was it Cerameta?
Yeah.
Or did he fight again after that?
Nah, that was his last fight.
I think he stopped someone, but it might have been
maybe fought again. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I would have stopped from now on. If you haven't fought in the last 6 months, I don't know if you're good or not. You're nothing. If you haven't fought in the last 6 months, I ain't gonna talk about how good you are or how bad you are. I need to see. You're making your debut to me. If you haven't fought 6, all these fighters who are sleeping and waiting around and sitting on the couch, if you haven't fought in 6 months, I ain't saying, you're elite or you're good or whatever. I ain't talking about you. You have to show me something new. That's my standpoint now, because I'm tired of you lot just chilling. How am I meant to say, Golovkin's this and that and this, when I haven't seen a fight in over a year? And you're on the decline already, man. But anyway, I just wanted to say, look, I'm happy for you, man, purely because he's had a tough year. Obviously, lost his brother and whatnot. Yeah. So even though he's playing this villain, just to see him smiling is good to see. He's been through a lot. Just to see, that he's in good spirits and whatnot. I'm happy that he got the win. Obviously, a lot of people dislike him and whatnot, but he's had a tough time, and to go out there, still fight, do whatever he does, and come out with a smile on his face, fair play to him. I want to see him. I have a soft for you, man, because ever since his career started, I kind of vouched for him. I kind of said, this guy's going to be big. Obviously, he's disappointed me, but I've really stuck my neck out on the line. So
you go carry on backing him.
That's why when you slander him, I don't slander him too tough, because I've told people that, this guy looks like he's athletic, he's quick. But my man's never had a trainer, so how is he meant to develop? But I've obviously, I didn't back him in the big fights against Groves. I knew Groves would handle that.
Did you back him against Saunders? I think I backed him against Saunders. I think he was my pick.
Him to win.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure if I said he would, or if I wanted him to win. I guess, but I wanted to see him. I think that was the test for me, if he could get through that.
I think the Saunders fight was what made me go off him. Because remember in that fight, the first half of that fight, he did nothing. Do you remember that fight? The first half of that fight, he was so negative. I said, what are you doing?
He tried to turn it up.
And then it was towards the last couple of rounds when he started applying pressure. But I said, nah, boy, you flopped it. That's way too little, too late.
Was he even messing around? He was posturing. He was posturing in the first
joke. That fight pissed me off so much, and that's why I said, "Nah, this guy's a joke." Because that the first half of the fight, or the first 8 rounds, he was doing absolutely niche. I was like, nah, man, you've annoyed me here because I've backed you. I've told people that I reckon you're going to win, and he did that. Yeah, I think since then, that's when I turned off him still. Yeah.
Well, let's see where he goes from here.
We'll see where he goes. I do want him to get the big fight. I do want to get it, but I just don't feel like he's going to. I think Golovkin beats him. I think Charlo beats him. I think Boo Boo beats him. He can beat Morata, but unfortunately, Golovkin and Morata are tied in for a match, which Golovkin's probably going to win. So there'll be no Morata. I'm afraid it's going to have to be Golovkin, and I still don't see him beating Golovkin. I don't see how he beats Golovkin, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't see him beating Billy Joe off that as well.
Yeah,
and it's just a chance to once again take. You guys who aren't fighting regularly, take chances to make statements.
Yeah,
that's what we want to see.
Yeah,
make a statement.
Point. Yeah,
make sure every fight you have, you're putting your best performance out there. Putting your best performance, and then we can be like, okay, this is the level you're at. Yeah, that's what I like.
It's true, man. Every fighter from now should be looking to make a statement, especially when there's such a big period of inactivity right now in boxing. Every time you go out there, make something, do something, show us what you're working with. I hear that. Yeah, let's move on to another fight that was yesterday. Talking of boxers that seem to be very inactive, a certain Keith Thurman returned to action yesterday against Mario Barrios as well. Yeah, man. Keith beat my man up, to be honest, to put it bluntly. He looked good.
What time?
What we say? We're back. I got
a bandwagon.
Time to get back on the train.
Spun him up.
Hey, let me buy some new stocks of the Keith Thurman coin right now. You will get why it's low. Hey, the price of it's going up, man. You better get in now while it's low, boy. This market's about to be bullish.
Oh, yeah.
Keith looked good, man. He looked good. He beat my look. Do you see my man's face at the end? They said he
looks like
Avatar. My man's nose was broken. He looked like an avatar, like from the film Avatar. It was like, I saw a picture of him and they put the avatar next to him. And I thought it was a raw, uncanny resemblance. Yeah, man. Keith did this thing. He looked good, man. He looked sharp. Caught my man with some big shots. Credit to Barrios, man. He's a tough guy, tough warrior. But yeah, you saw the class from round 1. To be honest, Keith looked on it, and yeah, man, it's good to have him back. As I said, I still not taking back what I said in terms of, remember you said, if he looks good, you still feel like he's food for the Spencers and Crawfords and whatnot. He looked good, but I still feel like obviously those guys are still have the beating of him. But it's good to have him in the mix. We'll see where he goes from here, to be honest. He obviously called out the champions. He said, I think it's Crawford he wants next. I think that's what he's pushing for now. Obviously, Crawford's a free agent now, isn't it? So it should be quite easy to make, or easier. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was winning return for Keith, and he didn't look bad at all. He looked good. So yeah, shout out to him, man. I can't really say much more. What about you? What were your thoughts on the Thurman return? Same as?
I was impressed, especially given such a long layoff. And I remember, he won handedly. There was a point where he got hurt with a body shot, and he always does. But He's whining with it. Man took out his gum shield, bought himself time. Bought himself time, which is crafty veteran move.
He acknowledged it as well. He was like, he got me with a good shot. And he said if he applied a bit more pressure at that point, he might have could have dropped him maybe. But as he said, he's very very wily. I must say as well, I think from what I just watched, like looking at him in the weigh-in and in the ring, he looked in great shape. This is probably the best shape I've seen him in a long time. Like he looked really cut. Like he looks
questionably good shape. I was thinking at the time.
Yeah, no, he looked like, because the last couple he hasn't looked like in the best shape, to be honest, from not just visually. But visually looks a bit like maybe podgy in some areas and whatnot, but he looks super cut and chiseled this time. So yeah, man. If he's serious about the comeback, I'm here for it, man. I think he hurt his hand as well, though. He did hurt his hand. He did say he hurt his hand. I hope that's nothing too serious, because he's had such a big issue with injuries in it. So that's why he's been out for so long, on and off. So, but yeah, man, a good win in return.
Yeah, my opinion well, my opinion has changed in terms of, I wanted to see people call him out and get him out of there because I thought he might be finished. He might not even be in it, have his heart in boxing or whatever. But my man would give all of these guys hell still. I promise you, of that performance. And it will
give him good work. Yeah.
It'll give him. So, once again, shout out to the Young Bucks. If you're serious about making waves, start screaming Keith Thurman's name. And if you can beat him, then the world's your oyster. Then you can start calling out the champions.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
I think for Thurman next, he should maybe not jump in with the champions next. Look to see who loses between Spence and Nugas.
Okay.
Take out the loser.
Okay.
And if I imagine that would be Ugas. Fight Ugas.
Yeah.
See what happens then. If you can beat Ugas, then
okay. You're right back in the mix, right there again.
You're right there.
Right on the tip of tongues again. Yeah, I hear that. That's a good
plan. I know you don't want to fight the Jaron Ennis's, the Virgil Ortiz.
Of course not. Because
once
I lost to them, and that's everyone saying, all right, call it a day. Yeah. So he's going to try his hardest to avoid that path. And the thing is, because their man are going to go, but their man should go hard and calling them out because it could happen. You never know. But
all these man should be active as hell. I mean, these guys are older guys. Keith Thurman probably has kids. He's got kids. He's got a daughter.
I'm pretty sure he's got children. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He needs to be. These guys need to be saying these guys' names so much that their kids are going to them. Daddy, why is this? Their kids are getting bullied in school because people say, "Why is your dad ducking this guy? Why did your dad?"
Wow. Yeah.
Why did handle this guy? He needs to be applying pressure. Like Sharon Ellis, we don't hear him talk.
Yeah.
Virgil Ortiz, we're not really hearing him talk too much.
Yeah.
Get out all these guys. If you mean business, get them out of here. That's what I want to see. But Thurman, you show that you're still about it. You haven't declined how we thought. I thought. I imagined you would have declined.
Yeah.
I thought it would be maybe a harder fight than that. But done your thing, and you still give anyone in the division help. I promise you. You might not win, but it'll be a good fight.
Definitely. It's good to have you back, Keith. Let's see what. I think we're gonna be watching keenly what he does next, his next moves, and the next fight is. He's only going to want biggish fights anyways because he's probably thinking that he's on the clock himself. So obviously the same peer group that he was in, they've all gone now in terms of Sean retired. Danny has moved up, but he hasn't fought for like 2 years. I don't even know what Danny Garcia's doing.
We keep saying Danny's moved up, but Danny hasn't done anything.
but I'm saying he's officially moved up. They officially moved up, but he hasn't fought since 2019. I don't think so. I don't know what Danny Garcia's doing. So he's that last one of that same batch. There's some others I'm sure if I can name. I can't remember, but there was some others in that peer group.
Guerrero.
Yeah. Was it saying? I guess he was. I think Guerrero was a bit ahead of him, but yeah.
They fought each other.
They fought. Yeah. Berto was in that same peer group. To be fair.
Yeah, but
Victor Ortiz, who's actually recently just come back, hasn't he? But we're not counting him. Who else?
Victor Ortiz lost his last fight to Guerrero. Did he lose?
He must
have lost. I can't remember. I'm sure he lost.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even going to check. I know he lost. I didn't watch it, but I know he lost.
I'm intrigued now. I'm going to check.
Check, bro.
I think he lost, to be fair. I remember checking. He lost.
Did he quit?
No, he didn't quit, but he lost. It was on the Ugas undercard.
Okay, yeah.
We did tune in for that, but that whole peer group it's all gone now. Keith is like the last one standing in it. So he's definitely on the clock. So we'll see his next move, I guess. But it's good to have him back. One time. Keith, one time Thurman.
Great speaker as well, man.
Great speaker, man. Great speaker. I love watching his interviews, man. He's very charismatic. Cool. That's it in terms of fights happening the weekend. Good weekend of action. Let's quickly fast forward to next week. There's only one fight to really talk about, to be honest. It's not something we can go too heavy detail into, to be honest, but I feel like it's been quite quiet, this one. But Danny Jacobs is fighting John Ryder over here in London. In Ali Pali. I was very baffled when I saw it. I was like, oh yeah. It's over here in London. Ali Pali, Danny Jacobs. So this will be at super middle. This will be. Yeah, man. We were kind of big fans of Danny Jacobs on this pod, innit? But I guess we killed him after his last performance against Gabe Rosado, where he won, but really and truly, he was so bad that I thought like Gabe should have got it. I think we both said that, you know, like Gabe really, like, he's lucky because because you should be kind of like beating up Gabe Rosado. But to be fair, we said Gabe Rosado is actually a better fight than people give him credit for, as we've seen.
Yeah.
But it was a horrible fight. Like, it was a fight that put me to sleep. I had to like watch it again the next day because I fell asleep. It was that bad. Awful fight, awful performance, and you kind of raise questions as to whether Danny Jacobs is on the decline, because he hasn't looked the best in his last couple of fights. Because before that fight, it was Canelo, which he kind of got schooled early doors. He came back in towards the end of the fight. He came back into it and made it a contest. But the first half of the fight, he got Canelo gave him a boxing lesson that first half of that fight. Boy, it was peak.
I remember a lot of people saying Danny Jacobs could give him problems.
Yes, we were saying Danny Jacobs is naturally a lot bigger than him, a lot stronger than him, hits harder. They were saying, we were saying like this could be a serious like if you're looking for an upset, this could be it. Canelo could lose here. But what Canelo showed me in that fight, I thought, wow, this guy is so good. Danny Jacobs looks like a small boy right now, and he's not. And even before the Canelo fight, it was he got split decision against Derevchenko. He struggled that fight, didn't look great. And then I think before that, he fought that Zeremeter person as well. And he went the full 12, but he didn't really look, you know what I mean? He wasn't like we expected him to, you know, really like show his class against all these guys. He didn't really look the best. So I think we sort of question is Danny Jacobs on the decline. He's like 36 now. So I'll be interested to see what he looks like against John Ryder. I almost see it as like it's almost like the last journey of his, sort of the last leg of his journey. If you got what I'm saying, like at 36 now, this is a new division for him. Maybe have a few fights in this division, maybe get a world title shot. And if that doesn't go well, maybe that's when he hangs it up. Because, as I said, he's getting old now and he's been through he's light middle, super middle. I feel like it might be coming to an end for Danny Jacobs. Not in this fight, I mean, but just he's on that sort of path now.
Yeah, it's one song of his career.
Yeah. Great career.
Yeah.
What a career he's had, especially the whole beating cancer thing and coming back.
Yeah,
amazing story. Yeah.
Miracle man.
Yeah,
great story. Probably deserved better promotion early on in his career as well.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of the fight?
I feel like it's a fight he should be winning. No disrespect to John Ryder. We know what he's going to bring. Pressure, aggression, decent fighter, John Ryder. We saw that against Callum Smith. He gave Callum Smith a lot of hell. He gave Callum Smith that work and basically gave Canelo the blueprint on how to beat Callum Smith, to be honest. A lot of people actually thought that he won that fight, you know. But I think we're going to get that John Ryder because that's sort of what he knows. That's all he knows. One speed, come forward, etc. Once again, it'll be interesting to see how Jacobs deals with that pressure. He's going to have to really, I think, show his power early to keep Ryder off him because Ryder's going to come all night. And that's the mistake Callum Smith made. He didn't really show his power at all. And Ryder was just walking through him and just attack him to the body and whatnot. So for me, I think Danny Jacobs is going to have to be comfortable on the back foot and establish his power and his jab early. But I'm leaning towards Jacobs on this one, to be fair. I just think, obviously, he's operated at a high level. I do see a decline in him, but not so much of a decline where he gets banged out by John Ryder. I do think he's going to struggle in portions, you know. If I'm basing off what I've seen in his last couple of fights, I do think he's going to struggle in portions, but I do think the class will show in the end and he'll probably get maybe a UD or MD, maybe.
Once again, this is a guy who hasn't fought in how long?
So, it's hard to 2 years or whatever. So it's hard to know where he's at.
I'm tired of giving these guys props for what they done back in the day and judging them off what they done 2-3 years ago. Gabe Rosado's fought twice since they had their fight. Yeah? It's twice.
Yeah,
he beat Beck.
twice.
What was his last fight?
Munguia.
Munguia.
Yeah.
And Danny Jacobs been on the couch.
Yeah.
But yeah, we know what John Ryder brings. John Ryder will pose a lot of pressure. I'm sure he'll come to fight, whereas he won't try to box Danny Jacobs.
Yeah.
So he'll be a liver fight than the
result of the fight. Facts.
Yeah. There'll be a lot more action, and that should suit Danny Jacobs more. It should, but we'll see. I ain't gonna give no breakdown of what I think he's gonna do because you've been on the couch, bro.
Yeah,
like I said earlier in this episode, you're brand new to me. Show me what you can do.
Debut.
You're brand new. Like if you want to be about it, show me what you can do. I ain't gonna talk you up.
If he does look good, obviously that's him positioning himself, I guess, in that division now. Obviously, currently Canelo has all the belts, but I'm expecting Canelo to drop maybe one or two of those. We'll see. But yeah, naturally, obviously, do you want to see him against the other guys in that division, such as Benavidez, for example, or Caleb Plant or whatever?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I want to see him run it with Charlo. That's the only one fight I want to see him fight Charlo because of the needle that was there previously.
We was robbed of that. It's not going to happen. But yeah, I would love that. But I just don't see. I think that's gone now. You know, I do think it's gone. Shame.
There's nothing. There's no interest for me to see him fight a Caleb Plant or unless they might want to get him out there and get a name on their resume. It's a good fight.
It's a good name. It's a great name to have. Yeah.
But for him, for what I want to see him do, it's Charlo and then get going.
For you, he's achieved what? I mean, he's world champion in obviously middleweight. I'm pretty sure he probably won at light middle as well, maybe.
2 times, yeah.
Let me check.
He's had the Canelo payday.
Yep. And the Triple G payday.
Yeah, great fight with Triple G. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Maybe even won it.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were going to argue with me.
No. Because I watched that fight and I think...
But he gave him hell. He gave Triple G
feel
hell.
like at the time, it was time ago. I think at the time I thought to myself, I might have given it a draw, you know. So yeah, it was. He did give him obviously Triple G came into it towards the end and whatnot, but his game plan, the boxing and moving was brilliant to me. I thought Jacobs boxed superbly. But yeah,
he's done what he needs to do. Just to try to fight that we want to see. Ooh, I came at the perfect time.
That was the best. That was one of the best pull-ups I've seen, man. I swear, I love that. The amount of times I watched that video, man. Yeah, he's only won titles at middleweight. He hasn't actually won. He didn't win it like a light middle or anything, right? But yeah, but still, the story coming back from cancer, amazing career. Yeah,
and money. He's been making.
He was one of Hearn's first big earners, like over in America. Like he was one of Hearn's first like American flagship boxers, I guess, when he came over.
He was early with the DAZN bag. The DAZN bag was nice then as well.
But remember, it was HBO at first.
Yeah, making bread off HBO.
He actually, I think he had the last HBO fight on HBO. You know, his fight. I think his. You know, on HBO boxing, he was at the very last fight on HBO boxing before obviously they pulled out. So he got a good bag of HBO. Then obviously was Hearn and whatnot, Matchroom and DAZN, etc. He's ate off it for real. Great career. I get what you're saying in terms of you don't really have an interest in terms of him seeing those other guys. Obviously, if those fights manifest, obviously I'm tuning in naturally, of course. But
I expect those guys to get him out of here.
They should do. They should do.
Well, not that I expect it, but they should be trying to get him out of here.
Yeah, I feel like Jacobs is like I said, tail end of his career fading. So if he looks bad against John Ryder, boy, I think he's got a look to hang up. Even if he wins, but it doesn't look great. I think serious discussions need to be had in terms of, all right, bro, you've had a great career, call it a day. If he looks bad against John Ryder, if he doesn't win convincingly. But if he does win convincingly, obviously, who are we to say hang him up? Go for the big fight still, but just know that you're on borrowed time, really. You know that it's TikTok and 36, you've achieved what you've achieved. You fought the two biggest fighters of this generation in your division at the time. What more is there to do, really? What more is there to give? You're not going to have a rematch with Canelo because he's going to bang you up. I don't think anyone's interested in a Triple G rematch. So, Yeah, it literally is that Charlo needle, which is all but gone now, which is a shame. That video was time ago, bro. Do you remember that video was a long time ago? That's gone. That needle is disappeared. People probably forgot. We remember it because we're boxing fans and we loved it. But a lot of man would have forgot about that altercation there. I promise you. So, yeah, man. And Charlo, what is he doing? What is Charlo doing?
He's chilling there. You're brand new, bro. I don't have a clue who you are. You can't tell me you're.
It's so frustrating though, because
I don't know.
The thing is, he's so good. He's really good, but he's just jamming there. This PBC Island is horrible.
He didn't look impressive in his last fight. So
what, Charlo? Which one was his last fight?
Yeah. Both of them. Mar fought. Who did he fight? I don't even know who he fought.
No, Mar fought unification against the Argentinian guy, which was
Mel.
Sorry, Mel. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, you said both of them. Yeah. Sorry, Mel.
And that was for Undisputed. They've actually got a date for that now.
Yes, they have. Yeah.
Mel, to be honest, he didn't look great. It was a great fight, but I think people fancied him as the favorite. Yeah, they did. Ended up being a draw,
and they became fans of what's his name? Castano. Yeah, afterwards, because he was he's sick. But
and Mal fought or nobody.
Yeah, Montiel. UD. UD. Montiel.
I didn't look good.
Yeah.
So
because it was a shame because remember before that it was Derevchenko. He looked great. He looked really good against Derevchenko. We said, "Wow, like this is your best performance," as in from a boxing perspective. Like you looked superb. But yeah, I don't know what the Charlos are doing. Well, I know what Mel is doing, but I don't know what Jamal's doing at all. I really don't. And it's pissing me off.
Reminder: the Charlos are older than Canelo.
He's 30. They're 31.
The Charlos are older than Canelo. They're not young. They're not young bucks.
I repeated it like Dr. Uma.
The Charlos are older.
The Charlos are older than Canelo. The Charlos are older than Canelo.
They've not had any marquee. They haven't any had.
Not a marquee. Yeah. The marquee fights for them were Triple G and Canelo, and they haven't fought any of them. That's it.
And maybe they've had beef with Boo Boo. They've had beef with Jacobs. None of those fights have materialized.
Yeah.
The Charlos are older than Canelo.
Let's leave it there, bro. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just to round up. I don't know what Charles is doing. It's annoying me. But anyways, we'll see how Danny Jacobs gets on. I'll tune into it. Should be a good one. And if John Ryder wins, massive scalp for him. Massive scalp. Good resume. He's had a good, decent career, John Ryder. Decent career. Yeah. But yeah, I'm expecting Jacobs to be a class above naturally. But I'm watching with keen eyes to see how he looks. But then again, Thurman surprised me. He looked better than I thought would be. You know, Jacobs might run it back. We'll see. We'll see. But if he doesn't, we're on him. But yeah, see it there. Episode 76 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And make sure you check us out on the streaming platforms. Thank you for keeping it locked. Keep rocking with us. Peace.
Get a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.